Tanner, how do you look at kind of moving on from Purdue to Illinois?
Yeah, I think, Purdue's a fantastic football team, and we learned a lot of the ways we needed to improve to be at our best, throughout the bye week, and then how we can be at our best this week. So we got to take those lessons, especially with executing, taking care of the ball, and the little details, and go apply that every day. And practice today, do it tomorrow, and that's going to give us the best chance to be successful against a fantastic team on Saturday.
PJ's talked about the different defenses that they have, cover 2 versus cover 1, and how they look similar, disguised. You don't really know until plays happen.
Yeah, I mean, they're extremely well coached, and they play really fast, and they know their responsibilities very well, and they're going to, make it do what they can to make it confusing for you with the same shells and mix stuff up, on first and second down and on third down as well. But they know their scheme and they play it really well, and so you have to react to it and do our best to make elite decisions each and every play, stay ahead of the sticks, and just give our guys chances to go make plays. But they do a great job with their, I wouldn't really call it a disguise or whatnot, because they're able to play a multitude of things from the same look, which makes it challenging on offense. So we have a great challenge ahead of us against a fantastic defense with a great front seven, a great secondary. They have a lot of really talented players back there across their whole defense who have played a lot of football, have been really successful. So it's a challenge we're looking forward to, and they're a phenomenal defense. They're no other way to put it. So again, we're excited. That's what's great about playing in the Big Ten. You're going to play an elite opponent every week, and so we're really excited to have this opportunity to go against a fantastic team this Saturday.
Have you seen a defensive line that good you've played against this year?
Oh, man, I think everybody's a little different, right? People have different strengths based on the scheme and whatnot, but these guys play really well with the things that they do on defense, their scheme, and they're talented. They're strong. They're able to be able to play multiple gaps, to play different techniques, to make it difficult for an offensive line to be able to create penetration and all these different things. And they're really talented. They do a fantastic job. Obviously, I think everybody in the country has seen what they did the past 2 weeks on defense. And so their front seven's very physical, very talented, and again, their whole defense, they play in their scheme very well. They know their responsibilities, what they have to do to be successful, and they do that very well. So we got to be at our best on Saturday.
Tanner, I know PJ talks about going in on Sundays after a game and trying to wipe the slate clean, but going into the bye week on a loss, does that make that week a little longer, a little bit more salty?
I think the Sunday after, there's a lot of learning opportunities, but you can't just take that and diminish it and move on and not learn from it, right? You have to learn from it and then apply it to the practice. And I think that's something that our guys did a really good job of understanding the importance of it, the urgency of it, and applying it to our practice last week in the bye week. But that's that stinging feeling of losing. You wish you had an opportunity, you get opportunities to go play, and last Saturday. But I think our guys did a great job of the bye week of getting their bodies right, their minds right, preparing the best way that we can to give ourselves the best chance to be successful this Saturday. But it's all about learning from those moments, and I think it's a credit to our coaches of pointing those specific things out, and then again to our guys of learning it and applying it in the practice and then in the film room as well.
PJ mentioned, I think a couple weeks ago, about you doing some work, some film study with Joe Rossi. What have you done with him, and what have you taken from that perspective?
I think he's I regard him as one of the best, if not the best, defensive coordinators, defensive minds in college football. So just different things about I think with our offensive staff, and I think the same way about our offensive coaching staff, our offensive coordinator, Coach Soraka, and so just communicating between them two and understanding ways of post-snap reactions and kind of what defenses are attempting to do to create confusion for a quarterback, and then how to do our best to eliminate that confusion and play free and play very reactionary ball.
Tanner, though, doesn't to an extent the way you guys run with the RPOs and assuming Abraham plays, you guys aren't predicated upon just what they do, you take what they give you. Aren't you a very difficult offense to defend, and isn't it almost like, you focus on what you can control, and you guys can almost control, I don't wanna say the outcome, but the way you guys are set up is if you're executing is pretty hard.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think you kind of hit the nail on the head at the end. It all comes down to execution, right? So we have to take what they give us, but at the end of the day, our coaches are going to put us in situations to be successful. But if we don't do our jobs, and that's all 11 of us on offense, then we're not executing on that play to the best of our abilities, and that might mean a difference in a 5-yard catch and a 75-yard catch, or that might be the difference in a run squirting out for a tutty, or going 2 yards, or a negative run, or a sack, things like that. So it takes everybody to execute, and for us, again, our coaches do a great job of putting us in situations to be successful, teaching, coaching, and then for us, we have there's answers everywhere, but you have to know the answer and know how to play free, and know as a quarterback where to go with the ball, as a receiver what my route is, what my blocking angle is, all these kinds of different stuff. But it all comes down to executing the play, and it sounds simple, but it's what it comes down to. Playing offensive football is when you get the opportunities, you have to execute, and then you have to make the routine plays to put stress on a defense.
Tanner, where do you feel like Daniel's showing the most growth the last couple weeks?
Yeah, obviously he came back, from his injury super quickly, rehabbed like crazy, got ready to go, and I think for him, his understanding of the offense is, really high for him, and he's made a great jump in that from last year to this year, and that's a credit to him. Even being out in times during training camp in the beginning of the season, he was active. He was still in the meetings, learning, being present. It's easy to check out and be like, oh, well, I won't be back till week 4, and then I'll get ready in week 2. But he was active throughout the whole time, mentally, which again is a lot harder to do than people think it is staying mentally active when you're going through an injury, and he was mentally active. And then that guy has a phenomenal attitude, and he does a great job of getting open and making contested catches too. So, he's a great weapon for us to have, and is only going to continue to get better and better as the season goes on.
Illinois has an offense a lot like yours where they control the ball a lot. Does that create a bigger sense of urgency when you guys do get the ball?
I think this is the Big Ten, and every possession matters. So you have to maximize the possessions that you get. But for us, it's all about executing each play to the best of our abilities and giving ourselves the best chance. And we have tremendous faith in our defense, as they have faith in us, and we just have to continue to make each play count. But it's not a thing where we're not going to press and do all this stuff. But for us, we just have to execute each play and give ourselves the best chance to be successful.
Time for a couple more for Tanner.
What do you anticipate what the atmosphere look like for the Iowa game? It looked pretty good.
Oh yeah, they're a top 25 team in the country, who's playing phenomenal football, and I'm sure it's going to be a packed house. And again, that's what's cool about playing in this conference. You playing games that matter. You playing in environments that are, you watch on TV and you're like, oh man, that's cool. I'd love to be there. And so that's kind of what we're expecting is a fantastic environment to go and play in, and that's what's fun, man. That's what's fun about this conference.
You going to be around as an assistant coach or something when the Gophers play Alabama in 10 years?
Who knows, man? Who knows? I don't have I don't tell the future, but it's cool, man. It's awesome for this program. It's crazy. It blows my mind how games are scheduled, so far in advance, 10 years. But if I'm not around or coaching, I'll definitely be watching, and might even be there. Who knows? So.
All good with Tanner?
Thank you.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Tanner.
Thank you.